The mind is like a garden. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and negativity, don't be surprised when weeds take over. But if you choose to sow seeds of clarity, strength, and positivity, your life will bloom beyond imagination. Ladies and gentlemen, today I invite you to explore a truth that has transformed countless lives: the power of positive thinking. Not as a cliché, but as a discipline, a way of life that unlocks your deepest potential. Let me share something with you that may seem simple, but it's one of the most powerful truths you'll ever hear. Clarity precedes power. You cannot change what you do not understand. You cannot transform what you cannot see. And you cannot unlock your potential until you become aware of what's holding you back. Most people walk through life like they're in a fog, reacting, rushing, surviving, but never truly seeing. They chase goals without knowing why. They repeat habits without questioning them, and they listen to thoughts without realizing they have the power to choose differently. So let's pause. Let's breathe. Let's begin with clarity. When you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing your mind tells you? Is it a thought of gratitude, of strength, of possibility? Or is it worry, stress, and resistance? That first thought is not random. It's a reflection of your internal state. And if you don't become aware of it, it will shape your entire day. Positive thinking doesn't begin with forcing happy thoughts. It begins with awareness, with noticing what's already there. You must observe your mind like a witness, not a judge. You must learn to see your thoughts without becoming them. This is the first step to unlocking your potential, seeing clearly. Not just the world around you, but the world within you. Because the truth is, your external life is a mirror of your internal clarity. If your mind is cluttered, your life will be chaotic. If your thoughts are scattered, your actions will be unfocused. But when your mind is clear, your path becomes clear. You begin to move with purpose, not just momentum. Now, clarity is not something you stumble upon. It's something you cultivate. It requires discipline. It requires silence. It requires space. In a world that's constantly shouting for your attention, clarity is a rebellion. It's choosing to step back, to disconnect, to reflect. It's choosing to ask yourself the hard questions. What am I doing? Why am I doing it? Is this aligned with who I want to become? Most people avoid these questions because they're uncomfortable. But discomfort is not the enemy. Confusion is. When you're confused, you hesitate, you doubt, you procrastinate. But when you're clear, you act, you commit, you move forward. That's the power of clarity. It gives you the confidence to take action, even when the outcome is uncertain. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're standing in a dark room. You know there's a door somewhere, but you can't see it. You stumble, you trip, you hesitate. But then someone hands you a flashlight. Suddenly, the door is visible. You still have to walk toward it. You still have to open it. But now you know where to go. That flashlight is clarity. It doesn't remove the obstacles, but it shows you the path. And once you see the path, positive thinking becomes natural. Because now you're not just hoping, you're choosing. You're not just reacting, you're responding. You're not just surviving, you're creating. Clarity gives you the power to choose your thoughts, your actions, your direction. It gives you the power to say, this is who I am, this is where I'm going, and this is how I'll get there. But here's the catch. Clarity is not permanent. It's not a one-time achievement. It's a daily practice. Just like your body needs movement, your mind needs reflection. You must return to yourself again and again. You must ask, what am I thinking? What am I feeling? What am I believing? And then you must decide, is this serving me? Is this helping me grow? Is this aligned with my potential? If the answer is no, then you let it go. You release the thought. You release the habit. You release the story. That's positive thinking. Not pretending everything is perfect, but choosing what's useful. Choosing what's empowering. Choosing what's true. And when you do this consistently, something incredible happens. You begin to trust yourself. You begin to feel grounded. You begin to move through life with a sense of calm and confidence. You stop chasing validation. You stop fearing failure. You stop doubting your worth. Because now you're clear. You know who you are. You know what you stand for. You know what you're capable of. This is the foundation of unlocking your potential. Not motivation, not hustle, not pressure, but clarity. The ability to see yourself clearly, to think positively, and to act intentionally. Everything else flows from this. Your energy, your focus, your resilience, your success. So I invite you to begin. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now, take a breath, close your eyes. Ask yourself, what am I thinking right now? And then ask, is this thought helping me grow? If it's not, let it go. If it is, hold it close. This is how you begin. This is how you change. This is how you unlock your potential. Because clarity precedes power. Your mind is a tool. It is not your master. Yet most people live as if their thoughts are in control of them, as if every idea, every worry, every fear that arises must be obeyed. They wake up and immediately become prisoners of their own thinking. A thought appears. I am not good enough. I will fail. This is too hard. And without question, they accept it as truth. But a thought is not truth. A thought is simply energy passing through the mind. The real question is, do you allow it to control you, or do you learn to control it? Imagine holding a sword. In the hands of someone untrained, the sword is dangerous. It can harm the one holding it, or harm others without intention. But in the hands of a master, the sword becomes precise, purposeful, and powerful. The mind is the same, left untrained. It cuts you down with doubt, fear, and distraction. But when you learn to use it, when you discipline it, the mind becomes your greatest ally. It becomes the tool that builds your future instead of the weapon that destroys your present. The first step is awareness. You must begin to notice the constant stream of thoughts that flow through your mind. Most people are not even aware of how much noise they carry inside. They are so identified with their thoughts that they cannot separate themselves from them. But you are not your thoughts. You are the one who observes them. You are the one who decides which thoughts to feed and which to let go. This is the essence of positive thinking, not forcing yourself to only think happy thoughts, but choosing which thoughts deserve your energy and which do not. Think of your mind like a garden. Every thought is a seed. Some seeds grow into flowers, others into weeds. If you water the weeds, if you give attention to fear, anger, and doubt, they will grow and take over the garden. But if you water the flowers, if you nurture gratitude, courage, and clarity, your garden will flourish. The choice is always yours. The garden does not decide what grows. You do. And the more you practice choosing, the more natural it becomes. But choice requires discipline. the mind will resist. It will try to pull you back into old patterns. It will whisper, "You can't do this," or "It doesn't matter." This is where training comes in. Just as the body grows stronger through exercise, the mind grows stronger through practice. Meditation, breathing, reflection. These are not spiritual luxuries. They are training for the mind. They are how you sharpen the tool so that it works for you instead of against you. Each time you bring your attention back to the present, each time you refuse to be carried away by a negative thought, you are strengthening your mastery over the mind. And mastery does not mean silence. The goal is not to stop thinking. The goal is to direct thinking, to use the mind when it is needed, and to put it down when it is not. Just as you would not carry a hammer everywhere you go, you do not need to carry every thought. You pick it up when it serves you, and you set it aside when it does not. This is freedom. This is power, to no longer be enslaved by the endless chatter of the mind, but to use it with intention. When you begin to live this way, everything changes. Challenges no longer overwhelm you, because you can choose how to respond. Fear no longer paralyzes you, because you can see it as just another thought passing through. Doubt no longer defines you, because you know you are more than the voice in your head. You begin to act from clarity instead of confusion, from strength instead of weakness. And this is where positive thinking becomes more than an idea. It becomes a way of being. But remember, this is not about perfection. You will still have negative thoughts. You will still feel fear. The difference is that now you will not be controlled by them. You will see them for what they are: temporary, fleeting, powerless without your attention. And in that moment of recognition, you reclaim your freedom. You reclaim your power. You reclaim your potential. So train your mind. Do not let it run wild. Do not let it dictate your life. Use it as the tool it was meant to be. Direct it toward growth, toward gratitude, toward possibility. Because when you master your mind, you master your life. You were not born to be average. You were born to be aware, to be strong, to be free. The power to unlock your potential lies not in the world outside, but in the thoughts you choose, the mindset you cultivate, and the belief you carry. So plant the right seeds, water them daily, and watch your life grow into something extraordinary.